Hi, I'm Kiley Peterson. You might recognize me from doing the worship internship last year here at Northwest Hills. I went here for a couple years. I moved here for college and started going here right away. And now me and my husband live in Kings Valley. So a little bit of my background. I didn't grow up in a house where we talked about God or religion or anything. I was not in a Christian household. We had gone to a Catholic church when I was very, very young for a couple years, but after that it was never really a topic of discussion. The first time I went to a Christian church or really heard anything about Jesus was when I was in college, and some of my friends who were Christian were trying to find a church, and I really just wanted to make friends and hang out with people, and so I followed along and I was like, okay, this might be interesting. And after I had started going to church for a while with my friends, I just became more and more curious. There was a club on my campus called Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I was playing lacrosse at that time for the school, and I got invited to that, and so I was like, okay, here's a way for me to make friends. I ended up joining a Bible study, which I was terrified because I didn't know what that meant, or I'd never really read the Bible, but I thought it would be a cool place to just hear what people had to say, and it was comfortable and safe. And so soon I started to see Jesus moving in my own life and really truly believe in the ways that he could change me for the better. One of my struggles that I've always had growing up was, I guess two of them are people pleasing and trying to control every situation. Finally, I realized that the pull I was feeling to control my life so much and please everyone was much less important than that pull that I was feeling to follow Jesus. One clear example of me having to give up that control to Jesus was my move to Oregon. I was just graduating from my undergrad in Colorado and didn't really have a next step, and a master's program at Oregon State presented itself. It sounded really scary, and I had never really thought of moving to Oregon, but it seemed like where I was being pulled, and it seemed like that door was opening. And so, as scary as it was, I decided to jump on that call and move. And it ended up becoming so much more than just being about school, which is what I had anticipated it being about, but I ended up getting plugged into Northwest Hills, which became an amazing experience, and I got to learn how to serve the Lord through worship in so many more ways than I could have imagined. I ended up meeting my now husband at Northwest Hills, and so that was definitely a big life step that I wasn't anticipating happening coming to Oregon. And so it felt like school was almost the last thing that came out of this move, which just shows how much I needed to stop trying to control what was happening, because I got these other amazing things when I finally gave up that control to Jesus. If you feel like you're someone who is constantly trying to meet people's expectations or just wants to have control over your life fully, I would really encourage you to just take a leap of faith and put your full trust in God to have that control. It might feel really hard, or there might be some difficulties that come up when you are giving that control to God, but God has an amazing plan for you, and the only way to truly see that is to give up that control to Him. And once you do that, the outcome will be so much greater than you could have ever anticipated.